All right, welcome back, folks. It's Jared, Bob. It's Sarcasm Speaks, and welcome. Here we are. Did you happen to also wake up this morning at about 3:15 in a puddle of sweat?
Nope.
Okay, all right, because I did. The last couple nights, I decided to do something a little different because it's wintertime. It's cold, so the air gets dry. It's kind of like Arizona in the summertime.
It's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. We get a dry cold in New England around this time of year.
Yeah, so thank God we don't have to deal with that dry heat. That would be fucking.
Yeah.
That would be miserable to, not ever know what it's like for it to be 16 degrees outside.
Yeah. Oh man. Or 100% humidity at 90 degrees, like we get in July. I mean,
yeah,
that's so much better. It's good for your skin.
Now, in fairness, 110 is 110.
Right? It doesn't matter. Like, the only difference when it's 110 and it's dry versus humid is you can be outside for 3 minutes or 6 minutes.
I think if it was ever 110 with that humidity, would you just, explode or melt into a puddle?
You would be at, serious risk for heat stroke.
Because I don't think Florida even gets that high.
No, typically not. Maybe Miami does occasionally, but
I just feel like though with the humidity the East
they're
Coast
also
gets,
protected because they're a peninsula, so they get the cooler
sea
air.
breeze. It's cold.
Yeah,
because in the winter we get the sea breeze here, so it's warm.
Yeah, it keeps you warm. I love when people say that. They're like, oh well. Because they talk about the Cape. So Cape Cod, for those of you that aren't from around here, they're like, oh yeah, well, the ocean keeps the Cape warmer in the wintertime. And it's like, well, use that word very sparingly, friend.
I'll tell you right now. What do you want to use? Do you want to use churro?
Yeah.
Because churro's the furthest. Provincetown's the furthest point.
It's like, oh, well, it keeps it warmer. Well, I mean, if it's 6 degrees on the mainland, it might be 13 degrees out at P-Town. So that's still pretty fucking cold, if you ask me. So
right now, Provincetown is 28 degrees.
Yeah. No, it's warmer.
Let's test this.
That ocean keeps it warmer,
Oh, dude. It's only 18 here.
Yeah.
So, do you know how warm it is in fucking Provincetown right now?
Dude, we gotta go there.
It's hot.
Can we move there?
It's hot right now. It's 10 degrees higher.
Yeah, that's shorts weather.
Yeah, that sea breeze. It's just it's warm.
Yeah, it keeps it warm.
And then in the summer when the wind flips because it's then cold.
Yeah,
it's almost unbearable. It's too cold.
Oh yeah, no.
That wind breeze.
Yeah. It never gets above 85. How do they deal? How could they possibly deal with 82 and sun? It's their hottest day of the year. Oh, man. It's so bad.
Why the fuck do we live here?
I don't know. Because, unfortunately, we were born here. That's the only reason why we're here.
Unfortunately, we were born. I thought that's where we were going to stop.
Oh, yeah. So, anyway, this morning at 3:15, I wake up in a puddle of sweat. Oh, that's why. So, the last couple nights, I decided to not sleep with my fan on, because it's so fucking dry. I've woken up in the morning and it's I have sandpaper
pickling.
But my whole tongue and throat and everything is just fucking it's sand. It's sand from the beach at P-Town. And so I was like, oh yeah, I know. I'll just, not sleep with the fan. So last night I wake up, or this morning technically at 3:15, and I am sweating. Now for reference, we keep the second floor at 63 degrees because we don't want to pay for heat. My room was 65 degrees and I was sweating. I was warm. I was very hot at 65 degrees with no fan. And I was like, fuck this. I tossed and turned. I got up to take a piss at one point. I was awake for what I would gather is anywhere between 1 to 1.5 hours. I was not happy.
I heard something rumbling around at 5:30. Was that you?
Could have been, potentially. Yeah, I was awake and I was not happy. So I eventually did fall back to sleep, and but it took me at least an hour and a half. So I didn't know if you also had, like, your room wasn't hot this morning.
Nope.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the hottest 65 degrees ever.
Nope. I'm actually guessing that you made your room 65 degrees.
Yeah, my body heat by itself.
If you were sweating that hard.
Yeah. Oh, it was miserable because then it's like I'm hot and I'm sweaty. So I got up to take a piss, and when I came back and laid in bed, it's wet. So then it's cold. So then I'm just uncomfortable and mad. And I'm laying in bed like fucking huffing and puffing and tossing and turning, like, let me try this way. No, well, let me try laying like this. And it's like, no. And I'm like, fuck, it sucks. And, but yeah, it's the first time I slept until 7:30 in fucking forever, though.
That's because you didn't sleep until 7:30.
I know. I didn't get back to sleep until 5.
Yeah.
So today's going to be an interesting day.
I'm surprised. Well, just start caffeinating.
Yeah, I know.
You should have that gross fucking packet.
Yeah, not a good look on Liquid IV.
No, their energy packet, not good.
Yeah, everything else they make, delicious, amazing, phenomenal. It's great. The energy stuff, doesn't do it for me. I think it's the matcha because it makes it green.
Oh, say you ever take
and it makes it grainy.
You ever take like greens powder?
Yeah,
it's that.
It's that. Matcha is not great. People loved it. People love it. Like, they shit their pants over it. They're like, oh, I got to get the matcha green tea from fucking Starbucks.
People like a lot of shit that is fucking awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, you know what I hate? I hate fucking quinoa.
Yeah.
Quinoa doesn't taste that good.
No.
And it's really not that healthy. It's really not.
No.
It doesn't have that many healthy qualities to it.
Nope.
But everyone's like, oh, quinoa.
Oh, it's a better alternative to rice.
It's really not.
Really? Is it? How?
Ask the people in Japan if rice is fucking ruining their fucking diets.
Please explain to me how quinoa is so much better than rice, because it sucks.
That's the thing, is it doesn't taste good.
No.
And it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Nope. Definitely don't like it either. Give me the rice all day.
And then
rice, sticky rice.
It's like, wow, quinoa, it's good for you. Not really.
That really chaps my ass.
And then
when people start talking about food that's good for you,
no, it's not.
Define that for me, please. Like that. There's a few things in life that trigger my blood pressure to reach about 300, and for whatever reason, probably because we both spent about 6 years studying the body and stupid bullshit like that. When people say, oh, is this good for me? Or, oh, eat this, it's good for you. Define that, please. What is good for you? Is it going to make you live to be 100? Is it...
I wouldn't consider that good for me.
No, in that case, it's bad. Is it going to not kill you? Does it have an absence of things we deem bad? Because that's a lot of times what it is. It's, oh, this is good for you. Well, do you think it's good for you because it's absent of things that have been coined bad? Like the world coins cholesterol bad, which could not be further from the truth. People are idiots. If anyone tried to tell you that cholesterol is bad, they're an idiot, and stop listening to them.
I saw a recent thing about eggs, fucking being the worst for you.
Yeah, exactly. So
eggs.
You think it's good for you because it doesn't have cholesterol? So that's my example of absent of something bad? Or like, what does that mean? Like, people don't understand what it means. They just say it. They're like, oh, well, it's good for you. Eat apples. They're good for you. Well, are they still good for you if you eat 30 apples in a day? Probably not.
Well, no, the seeds are poisonous.
Yeah, no, it's cherries too, yeah.
Do you have how many cigarettes you would have to smoke to kill the poison from the apple seed?
A whole pack.
Yeah, it's like 1 per apple.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 per apple.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, my God, that really fucking gets me going. Oh, it's good for you. Or this is healthy for you. Like, what does that mean? Because it's not the same for everybody either. Like, I recently have discovered that I have a food sensitivity or allergy. Well, actually, it's an allergy, which is a whole other bullshit. Wow, man, I'm going to get all kinds of sidetracked right now. There's a major difference between food sensitivity and food allergy. Food allergy means you have an allergic reaction. It is a acute response of some sort of, like, your throat gets scratchy, You get an upset stomach, your fucking eyes swell up, like something. It's an immune response. A food sensitivity means you don't have the ability to break that down. So then you just shit it out. So like lactose intolerance is a food sensitivity. You are not allergic to lactose. You actually lack the enzyme to break down lactose, so you shit your pants.
Yeah, but I just won't tolerate it.
Yeah. I have recently found out that I am allergic to soy and avocados. Because I ate things like, so this all makes sense.
Dude, you
now.
were eating avocados like regularly at one point.
Yep, I know. Don't know how it happened. Just kind of randomly popped up one
And
day.
you were allergic?
Yep. But what actually has happened is turns out I've been allergic to soy this entire time, which now makes a fuck ton of sense because when we used to go get sushi and house like 6 or 7 rolls of sushi, and I felt like absolute garbage afterwards, and like my heart, like I could feel my heart rate like elevated. Like I would lay down on the couch and my heart, like my Whoop told me my heart rate was at like 78 laying on the couch. It's actually because I was having an allergic reaction to the soy. Because like my throat starts to close a little bit and get a little scratchy. So I don't go into like full anaphylaxis, but yeah, I've been allergic to soy this entire time and just kind of ignored it. But recently it's been avocados too, because I've eaten avocados over the last month. And I've gotten the same response where my throat gets swollen and it doesn't feel better for like 2 days. And I'm like, okay, all right, cool. That's an allergy. So where was I going with that? Oh, because it's different for everybody. So like some people are going to say, well, avocados are superfood. You should eat them because they're healthy. Well, I can't eat avocados.
Yeah.
Because I'm allergic. So like fuck off with your, they're healthy. They're good for you.
Never mind. It's like, and people think I'm a fucking asshole, which they're right, but they don't know that. And it's like, oh, is this good for you? For what?
Right. For what reason?
And then they're like, I don't know. I go, well, no, what the fuck question are you asking me?
Yeah.
If I say for what and you can't fucking respond,
Yeah.
then fuck you.
Yeah.
Your fucking question's bullshit.
Right. Is this good for you? I don't know. What are we talking about?
Oh,
here?
is salmon good for you? I mean, generally.
Yeah.
What do you mean generally? Fuck.
Yeah.
We're start making blanket statements.
Or
and
are we
expect
talking
them to
about
work
farm
out?
raised or wild caught? Because I can blow your fucking mind if you're talking about farm raised. Because you know why? You ever see the two different salmons in the deli, and you notice that one is like an orangey pink, and the other one is like a deep, like almost red. Well,
Blood orange.
yeah. The deep almost red is the wild caught. That's what color it's supposed to be. When you have farm raised salmon, the meat comes out clear and white. And people don't like that because that's not natural. That's strange. So what do? They feed the salmon orange pellets. So now their muscles and skin turns orange. So that's why you get the light orange farm raised salmon, and then next to a wild caught salmon that looks almost fucking red, because that's the color it's supposed to be versus the color they dye it. So, is salmon good for you? Well, I don't know. What are we talking about here? Because now you're going to eat what that salmon ate. So now you're getting orange dye pellets in your body that now that has to get broken down. So like, yeah, generally salmon's good for you, but like, how are you cooking it? What are you eating it with? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many layers to that for people to just be like, oh, it's good for you. You're an asshole. You're an absolute asshole.
It's like free range eggs.
Yeah.
Free range eggs are actually more unhealthy than regular eggs.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, but what do you mean?
yeah, so free range eggs, the chickens get to run around, which means they get into everything.
Right.
Pesticides,
Right.
all the shit that's on the ground. Like they get into everything.
Right.
And what they eat gets passed into the eggs. So
Right.
all that shit,
Yeah.
whatever they can fucking get. Because guess what? They're eating everything.
Right. That's how eating works, folks.
Also-
you eat whatever that animal ate, which is why I've never had bear, but I've heard that if you get a bear during the spring, during berry season, I think it's black bears, when they eat a ton of blueberries and you cook that meat, it looks purple and it tastes sweet. So like There you go. Like you're essentially eating what that animal ate.
Yep. Which, fun fact, because I got a chicken guy.
Ah. My cousin has chickens.
There could be a shortage of chicken eggs in Massachusetts next year.
Really?
Massachusetts just passed a law that the chickens need so much space.
Oh, God. We have to be sensitive to the chickens now.
Yeah, so the chickens need so much space per chicken.
Yeah.
And there's only one farm in Massachusetts that can supply that.
Good. That's good. Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. Because we have to care about the chickens, right? The modern day dinosaurs. Have you ever seen one of those up close? Like an up close chicken? They're literally dinosaurs. So my cousin has chickens up in New Hampshire. And he's got, I don't know, 13 hens and one cock. So
what a lucky guy.
Yeah. So my cousin's kid goes and grabs the rooster. I couldn't say my cousin's kid went to grab the cock. That's just too weird for me.
Yeah, whose cock is it?
Yeah. Oh, it's an outside cock.
It's really everyone's cock. They all share the cock.
So he goes and grabs the rooster and brings it inside to show us because it's fucking massive. And my God, it is big. It is the largest fucking rooster I think I've ever seen. Well, I haven't seen that many roosters, but it's
was it Chanticleer sized?
It's pretty fucking close, dude. Like this thing was like probably at least 20 pounds. This thing's fucking huge. So it's got its like claw talon things that look like a fucking hawk. And I looked at so the kids bring it inside and I was like, look, this is the rooster. I forget its name. And I was like, holy shit, that thing is a fucking dinosaur. So yeah, we have to care about those things. We have to make sure that they feel okay. They're comfortable so they can give us eggs, which means we're only going to have one farm in Massachusetts that can do that now.
Yep.
Good. I hope you guys are all happy.
Yep.
I hope you fucking dickheads are happy that the chickens are happy, and now your dozen eggs now costs $5.
Yep.
Enjoy that.
Yep.
Luckily, I don't eat eggs that often, so.
And then your organic eggs are going to be fucking $35 each.
Yep.
Just so you can get more of the crap that fucking chickens get into.
Yep. Yep. All that. Yeah. Enjoy that. Have fun. Have fun over there, you fucking losers. Oh, we have to make sure that the farms have enough area so the chickens can feel comfortable. Why? Do they have feelings? We eat them.
I was say now we're gonna start caring about animals.
They're food. Like stop looking at me.
Yeah,
food.
shut up, food.
But are they good for you? Well, now those chickens are going to be good for you because they're comfortable. So now it's good for you, right? That's what we need. The chicken's good for you.
I mean, we all know eggs are like smoking cigarettes. So.
Yeah. Fuck, that pisses me off. Oh, this is healthy. Is it? I love it when people are like, oh, well, I'll get a salad because it's healthy. Well, is it healthy when you add all that fruit and dump all that oil on top? And now, because then the other thing too is it's healthy. They look at calories, like total amount of calories, like as if that means anything as far as health-wise. Where it's like, yeah, I mean, it does in the grand scheme. If you're eating 3,000 calories a day and you're only burning 1,800,
that's what I mean. Is
then you're going to get fat.
Because there seems to be a trend where, for some reason, people stopped thinking that the actual caloric intake matters or not.
Yeah. Well, I told you about the whole thing on Twitter, right? With Lane Norton and all that shit.
Yeah. And then just, like, there seems to be this thing where it's like, well, if all you eat is good things, you're fine. And it's like, yeah, I can't eat 4 ribeyes a day.
Right.
With God knows what else and not expect to gain weight.
Right.
That's just a lot of calories.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at some point, then it's the quantity and quality thing. Like if you're looking for weight loss or weight number on scale, it's quantity. How much are you eating?
Right. You need to, it's very simple math. You need to eat less than you burn.
Yeah. And then like health and body composition come down to quality.
Right.
And that's the thing is like you can be overweight and fairly healthy. It's fine. Like it's possible.
Yeah.
I would argue that.
Hi, it's me.
Well, it's like, I would also argue, yeah, but like whatever. It's like, I'm pushing
2 bills.
What are we going to do? Start with fucking using BMI?
No, that's fucking dumb. If we use BMI, then I'm fucking morbidly obese. Because I'm 5'8" and like 197 pounds.
Yeah. But whatever. Just dumb shit.
Yeah.
Is this good? Where people like, oh, is a Peloton good? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it good? Like, what the fuck do you mean is it good?
It's not good for your wallet.
I was going to say, it's like...
Oh, you mean your $2,000 coat rack?
It's like, well, are you going to use it? Well, yeah, I'll use it for 4 or 5 times a week. I'm like, all right, well, what's the lifespan on one of those things?
Right.
It's like, if you use it 4 or 5 times a week, yeah, it's good. You, your husband, whatever, kids, like, if people use the fucking thing, it's good.
Right.
If people don't use the fucking thing, it's not good.
Right. Get a spin bike. Like a regular spin bike.
Or how about this? If you're not going to use it, don't buy anything.
Right. Right.
Just buy nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's such like fad stuff where they're like, oh yeah, it's the Peloton. Got to get the Peloton.
So here's
got to get the mirror.
But here's the thing with the Peloton. The mirror thing, I don't like that.
No.
The Peloton, at least, people have been buying bikes forever. People have been going to spin classes forever. All this does is expedite
Right.
both things.
Right.
So now you have a bike,
Yeah.
but you also have a class, and you don't have to leave. It
Right.
really is fucking pretty brilliant.
You know, I don't know if you remember this, but
And therefore, I also think it's here to stay. But anyway.
in my musings this morning at probably around 4:15, while I was laying in bed, I was just like randomly, like, you know, my brain starts zinging. Do you remember on this show? This might be a question for Nick, because he may have caught it. Like way back, there was at one point early on in the show's history where we did a whole segment, let's call it, on at what point do people start to never leave their homes? Because remember, we talked about like advanced technology and AI, and I think we were talking about stuff like the mirror. This was obviously pre-COVID and all this shit. This was like, it had to have been at least 2 years ago.
So probably like the first time you had heard of the mirror?
Yeah. And I think we started talking about it and then being like, because then we went into like Peapod delivery and things like that. Because,
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon delivery. Oh, you know what I think sparked it was the first time Amazon announced they were going to start delivering by drone.
Maybe. I remember talking about that.
Because I remember sitting here with you saying, at what point in the future, because eventually we're going to get to it, where people are just going to stop leaving their homes because technology is going to get advanced to a point and you're never going to have to leave your homes. I think we talked about like you're going to work from home like businesses. Like I really need to go back and like search through our archives. I won't. But to find that episode and listen to it, because I think, hey, another victory lap.
I'll take that victory lap.
Is in tow, because we talked about how like eventually businesses are not going to have offices anymore, and people are just going to stay home and work from home. And turns out all it took was a global pandemic to push us that way, but now we have it. So now we have people working from home. We have people with Pelotons at home, the mirror, the tonal, and all those other fucking things. And people building home gyms, and here we are. Like, I think we just expedited the process where, you know, now we're getting closer to people never leaving their homes, because now we have things like, what was the place I worked for like 3 seconds but never did anything? The grocery delivery.
Oh, Instacart.
Instacart. We have Instacart. We have DoorDash that does all that shit. Like, we have all these things now. It's like, we're very, very close to never having to leave our homes. And that's going to get really interesting.
Well, the thing, luckily with that is the people who don't want to leave don't and won't have to.
Yeah.
But people who want to leave are going to look for every opportunity to leave.
Right. Right.
Like, there's going to be a travel boom once things... I don't know what it's going to take.
Yeah.
There will be a travel boom at some point.
Right.
And I won't take a victory lap on this because no shit, there's going to be a travel boom. Like, we haven't gone anywhere.
Right.
Like, the second that we can, like... Or actually, I guess once the travel ban comes down in Massachusetts, I'm probably going on a trip, because the only reason I'm, like, avoiding it now is the bullshit.
Right.
in the perception of it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, I can't wait to, like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then, like, the second we can do it again is, like, I'm probably going to be looking for the next trip.
Yeah.
Once you finish the first one, you start booking the next one, right? Is that how it works?
It's usually how it goes, yeah.
So there's going to be that. But then the people who don't want to leave don't have to and won't. But that's why old people go to the grocery store every single day. Gets them out of the fucking house.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that at some point.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of, like, you know, a Peloton, I don't know. There's really something to be said about fucking, you know, if you start work at, say, 9, and you don't work that far, there's a significant difference from waking up at 7,
Right.
stumbling downstairs, hopping on a bike, and before you even know it, you're off the bike,
Right. Versus
as opposed to getting up.
being out of the house by 7:30.
You do the 6 o'clock class.
Yeah.
You're done at 7. You get back home 7:15, 7:30.
Right.
Hop in the shower. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there is something to be said about that.
Right. Right. No, that is for sure a convenience there. But again, you have to use it.
Yeah, you have to use that's a big thing. That's why everyone has treadmills in their house where that's just coat racks.
Right. Right.
Everyone has it.
The fitness world, success in the fitness world, and I know your gym is obviously a little different because you work with like youth athletes and stuff like that. You do have some adult clients, but predominantly, school aged athletes. It's where the fitness world makes their bang for their buck, especially big box gyms. They rely on people paying for the product and not using it.
Yeah, so the reason I'm different is because we're expensive.
Right.
Relatively.
Right. You would probably be considered a boutique gym,
Yeah, you could consider it that.
because you offer a special service
Yeah.
at a higher price.
Yeah, you would. That's probably the easiest way to fucking consider it.
Yeah.
But we rely on people showing up
Right.
because we need our clients to have good experiences and want to come back and want to come in and be excited to continue and all that crap.
Right. But like the wows and the crunches and the
No, they need to sell as many
Fitness
memberships
Together.
as they
No,
can.
not Fitness Together. What's the other one? What's the purple one? Planet Fitness. Like they need people to sign up and not use the service.
Yeah.
Because if they only had the income of the people that showed up 7 days a week,
They'd be screwed.
their profits would be cut in like a fucking quarter.
And the other thing too is if everyone who had a membership decided they were gonna actually use the gym, they wouldn't be able to accommodate.
They wouldn't be able to accommodate either. Yeah, that's true too.
Like some of these gyms have thousands and thousands of members.
Yeah, I found
And you
out
see the same fucking 10 all the time.
Fit Factory where I'm technically still a member. They had the one in Foxborough had like 3,000 members.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no fucking way that gym can hold 3,000 people at once.
Nope.
Especially now in Corona times, I think their max is 150. You can have 150 people in the gym at once.
It's probably all they need.
Yeah. That's honestly, I would love to know of the 3,000 members that they have. They probably have more at this point. But let's just say a gym like that has 3,000 members. How many of those come regularly at least twice a week? It's got to be 300, maybe 10,
a couple hundred.
10%. 10% of your client base comes twice a week or more.
Maybe twice a week, not every week.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the whole thing when everyone's like, oh yeah, no, it's good. It's good for you. Is this Peloton good for you? Well, yeah, it's good for you for as long as you use it. Or there's people like, oh, I have a gym membership.
The other thing too is like a Peloton is like there's no scenario where a Peloton's bad for you, but there is a scenario where Peloton's a waste of money.
Exactly.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Yeah. There are definitely other options. Like just get a spin bike for like $200.
Yeah, but no one's gonna use it's unrealistic. No one's gonna use that.
Yeah. I mean,
if-
I would, but I'm also different.
And then if you are the type of person that would just buy your own spin bike and just do it yourself, first of all, you're not paying $200 for it. You're probably paying $12 because you're probably gonna get a good one.
Yeah.
But you don't ask me that stupid question.
Right.
'Cause you
I'm
already
thinking
know.
The one we have in the basement was like $250.
Yeah, no. It's also not a spin bike, is it?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't even know what it looks like right now. Really don't.
Yeah, it's just the knob. The turn the dial up and down for the resistance.
All right.
Because there's a difference between a spin bike and then a stationary bike.
Yeah.
The spin bikes are more, what's the word? My brain's not going to work well today. Minimalist? Yeah, spin bike is more like minimalist. And the stationary bike usually has all like the LED screen and the bells and whistles and the settings and stuff like that. So, all that stupid shit. But we had the Super Bowl this past week because we recorded on last Friday because we wanted to avoid recording on Sunday of the Super Bowl. And TB12, he's got 7.
Yeah.
He pulled it off. I had texted you and Vinny right before the game, and I had said, this is going to be an awful game, isn't it? It's not going to be close. I was alluding to the fact that Kansas City was going to win in a blowout, but I was wrong, as I usually am in sports betting. We're right in everything except gambling.
Yes.
So that's our kryptonite. No one's perfect. Yeah, we can't pick games, but we can pick everything else. But it ended up being not close, and it was on Tampa Bay's side, not Kansas City's side. Very unmemorable Super Bowl.
Shit game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was really nothing. Like, it didn't feel... There was no drama whatsoever.
Nope.
The result really was only in question after that first Tampa 3-and-out.
Yep.
Pat Mahomes did nothing. Kansas City did nothing. Mm-hmm. The Kansas City D-backs are fucking terrible.
Yep.
The refs were too involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of really didn't do anything for me.
Yeah. So I watched
Except the fact that I hit the Tampa money line, the first half under, and the game under.
Yeah. So I watched it at Nick's house, and at the end of the game, I turn and I go, who wins the MVP? And they were like, well, Brady. And I was like, all right, I guess he did throw 3 touchdowns because I looked at his stats and I was like, this was a Super Bowl where at the end of the game, I had to ask the question, who wins the MVP? Like, it was that kind of like, whatever. You know, like...
Well, because the real MVP was the entire...
It was the Tampa Bay defense.
It was the Tampa Bay front 6.
Yeah.
Because they played a 2-4-5.
Yeah.
So you can't give it to the entire group.
Right.
Can't give it to the DC.
Right. Yeah.
That was the difference. It was the Tampa Bay front 6.
Yeah, they fucking lit it up.
Never mind that they fucking in the Super Bowl they fucking started 2-4-5 defense.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
And Kansas City couldn't run the ball. They had
No, they could. They chose not to. Because that's the thing is the Tampa Bay run defense has been best in the league last 2 years. Statistically.
Right.
And then they decided, fuck it, you can run on us if you want.
They put 2 down linemen on the field.
Yeah, you can run on us if you want.
Yeah.
And then they didn't. It really felt like that fucking Patriots playing the Giants, where they basically look at it and go, well, Brady's what you got.
Yeah.
We'll just, we'll go after him.
Yeah.
That's it.
We'll rush 4 and drop 7. And that's what they had success.
Yeah, I don't even, I think they blitzed a couple times like that whoever that nickelback was.
Yeah.
They did do some early blitzes and then they didn't have to.
Was that Antrell Roll back then?
No, because Spags, I'm talking this
07?
game. No, I'm talking this game because, you were talking about the Patriots.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you were talking the Giants against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yes, no, they just rushed 4.
Yeah.
This game, Todd Bowles was blitzing off the edge and stuff, but
Yeah.
At one point they didn't even need to.
Yeah.
Because it was like, all right, well, Shaq Barrett's just going to be in the backfield all fucking game.
Right. Devin White can cover pretty much
Everything.
anybody.
Everything.
Yeah.
He can, like, that guy is fucking, he is insane.
Yeah.
He is so nasty.
As a linebacker, he can cover everybody, but obviously Tyreek Hill, but no one can cover Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Because he runs a fucking 4.25.
It's just, yeah, I don't, it was really well done from Tampa. And it was just like a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Because Kansas City could not move the ball. They did nothing. Pat Mahomes is hurt. The offensive line is terrible.
Yep.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
And then the secondary would not stop holding and grabbing.
Oh, that was bad. Tyrann Mathieu had a really bad game.
And it's like I hear some people saying it's like, oh, that's ticky tack. Okay, you're right. It is ticky tack.
Yeah.
But they were calling it early, and you did nothing to adjust. Correct. Nothing. You did nothing.
Right.
That's on you. That part is on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Ticky tack, sure. But we all saw it. Everyone watching.
Right.
Refs were too involved. Yes, they were. And you did nothing
Right.
to do anything about it.
Right. You didn't make any adjustments.
All you did was sit there and fucking sulk. Like, oh, the refs. Oh, the refs. Oh, the refs. Tampa wasn't grabbing.
Right.
I didn't see any blatant holds not get called
Right.
in the secondary.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So all told, too, this was the lowest rated Super Bowl since 2007 when it was Colts Bears.
Really?
Yeah. So the Colts Bears.
I don't know why that is.
Colts Bears did I think it was a 93.2 or had 93.2 million. I don't know, whatever the number means. There was a 93.2 and this Super Bowl was a 93.6. So
Really?
This Super Bowl was just barely better than potentially the worst Super Bowl of all time.
I don't know. Pittsburgh fucking Seattle was pretty bad.
Yeah.
At least Devin Hester returned the kickoff.
Fair.
And that was pretty much it.
That was literally it. They just rolled over after that. But yeah, Colts Bears.
That's interesting.
And
Pat Mahomes,
Chiefs Bucks.
Mahomes Brady didn't do it.
Apparently, yeah.
Last year's Super Bowl did it.
Yeah.
Does this have anything to do with how the game goes? Like these ratings?
Some people are trying to say it's politically motivated because
Brady's a white supremacist.
yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
That's my new favorite thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tom Brady's a white supremacist.
Yep. Exactly. Guy plays in a league of predominantly black players, has never had any issues with any of his teammates, has nothing. His teammates have nothing but nice things to say about him. But yeah, he's a white supremacist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy supports Trump once and he's a white supremacist.
Yep.
I can't watch the Super Bowl with that white supremacist at quarterback.
Yeah. So I think you had it on both sides because you still have the idiots that are pissed off at the NFL for people that kneel for the national anthem. I think you still get some of those crotchety old guys laying around.
That goes back to 2016.
Yeah. So I think you have a little bit of that. And then now it's Brady's a white supremacist. So you have both sides. You have the left and the right that don't like the NFL or didn't like that Super Bowl. So I think that could be a little bit why, but I don't think that's a major reason why.
No, I figured Brady Mahomes would be enough to.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If Brady Mahomes isn't enough to fucking get it going, what is?
Yeah.
How the fuck are they going to like recover? Like what the fuck happened?
Yeah, I have no idea.
How are they going to get more viewers if Brady Mahomes didn't do it?
It also rated higher in Boston than it did in Tampa.
That's because there's more people here, isn't there?
I don't know about that, but I think it did a 57.3, I think, in Boston, and it did a 56.8 in Tampa or something like that. Like the numbers were close, but Boston rated higher than Tampa.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I don't know what the population is, but yeah, I mean, Tampa's population is like 380,000. And Boston has like 800,000.
800,000, yeah. But I don't know how those numbers work. Like, I don't know if that's a percentage of the market share. So, like, it's relative.
Well, the other thing, too, Tampa, there's not real fans in Tampa.
No.
Like, there's not, they don't really like sports down there.
No. Yeah, it just has the Lightning. They won the Stanley Cup, and you have no fucking idea.
Well, even not that I want to give Tampa any real credit because that place is a shithole. Lightning, expansion team. Rays, expansion team. Buccaneers, expansion team. Like all these teams,
Right.
like you don't have anyone that's like 70 years old that watched all these teams when they were a kid.
Right.
It's the old, like, it's like why the Patriots took so long to catch on. Because people in their 80s, when they were growing up, the Patriots didn't exist.
Right.
So they were all Giants fans.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me. What did surprise me, though, was I forget who was first in the market share. I don't think it was Kansas City. Maybe it was Kansas City. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But whoever was first in the market share could have been Kansas City. I want to think it was somewhere bigger or with more people, but whatever. Then it went Boston, Tampa, and then fourth was Minneapolis.
Oh, wow.
That part I don't get.
Yeah. Oh, they love football.
Some people said it was weather-based.
Yeah.
Because what else are they going to do?
Right.
Others are like, well, there's two native Minnesotans on the team, Tyler Johnson and Antoine Winfield. It's like...
Yep. No, that's exactly why.
And
yep,
they went to the University of Minnesota and were born in Minnesota. I'm like, okay.
Yep, that's why. The seventh string wide receiver and the strong safety. That's the reason why
Minnesota was fourth.
Yep. Yep. They absolutely nailed it. But I mean, they do love football in that area of the world. Minnesota, Wisconsin,
And again,
Michigan.
what else are they going to be doing right now?
Right.
I don't know, but that's concerning that it was that poorly rated.
Yeah.
Because the biggest star you have is Pat Mahomes. He was there.
Right.
So this is what I wonder is if the game is because the game was so poor, does that affect the ratings?
Yeah. Lacrosse is going to become the biggest
You
sport.
fucking suck. Yeah. Soccer and lacrosse.
Football's dying.
Yeah, football's dead. Soccer and lacrosse.
Here we go.
No, because I just wonder if games are higher rated because they're more exciting.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I have no idea. Also, it could be that now I'm sure the real answer is yes to all of it. Like it's a bunch of little things that make a cumulative effect. But I also think the halftime show had something to do with it too. Like it was not good. I don't really know who the Weeknd is. Like they were playing. I never really usually pay attention to the halftime show anyway, unless it's someone good, like Prince, R.I.P. But I knew like one song that like I was familiar with one song that got played.
Yeah,
it was only one act. Like normally they have like at least 2, sometimes 3 acts on the Super Bowl show.
Yeah, it was goofy this year though because he put it on himself for whatever reason.
Yeah. So it's like that could have had something to do with it too, because a lot of people do watch the Super Bowl for the halftime show.
Yeah, I just wonder if the ratings work in the sense of like you watch the first half, you realize that Kansas City isn't doing shit. Oh, this game's boring. Shut it off.
Right.
Whereas if you're making a fourth quarter comeback, you're on social media, you check back in, whatever, and then all of a sudden everyone turns it back on. Does that change the rating? I really have no clue.
Yeah, I have no idea how the ratings work either.
Because that game was over.
Yeah. Did you hear about the streaker?
Yeah.
That he put a $50,000 bet on will there be a streaker?
Yeah.
At plus 750.
I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think a book would take a $50,000 bet on that.
I'm pretty sure a book would not take $50K.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that if he actually put $50K and won whatever, and was now fucking flaunting it around, you ain't keeping that money.
Right.
Because that's the other thing too is like you don't just walk into the fucking book and be like, okay, $375 cash, please. And then they just sit there, count it all out, and hand it to you. And they're like, okay, have a good one.
Yeah.
They have your info. They know who you are. They're going to make that guy's life a living hell. That's why I don't think it's true.
Right.
Because that's also got to be that also has to be like a violation of the bet, especially because you can control the outcome.
Right. Like somewhere in the gaming laws. Like,
it's probably somewhere when you first sign up for whatever.
Yeah.
Or like on the back of the ticket. It's
Right.
like, oh, make sure you visit this for full terms and conditions.
Right. Right.
And there's got to be something in there.
Yeah. Like I said, I doubt any book would accept a $50,000 prop bet.
Period. And then I don't think they would take a $50,000 prop bet on something that could easily be influenced.
Right.
Because that's all it takes. All it takes is someone who can control that.
Yeah.
That exact situation.
That exact situation is
why a book
it's
would not take
allowed.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm calling bullshit on that.
Right. I also believe I believe your side. I saw Dan Lifshatz tweet about it too. He also said the same thing. He was like, "There's no way. There's no way any book would accept a $50,000 prop bet. Because it just wouldn't happen.
And
they would take $50,000 on the side, a side or a total.
But even sometimes, no, they won't.
Yeah. Because you always hear the story. Floyd Mayweather tries to bet like $10 million and he has to go to like 7 different casinos.
Yeah, no, well, so that's a thing. And actually, if you want to see what it's like, is a guy on gambling Twitter. I think it's just @Spanky. Mm-hmm. And he has video chronicling all of the casinos he's been kicked out of, or all the books he's been kicked out of.
Yeah.
And not like he was drunk and belligerent kicked out. Like they stopped allowing him to make any bet that like matters.
Right.
And it was like, I forget what the first place was, but he's at the book and he's going, all right, what are my limits?
Right.
And like, okay, NFL 20,000 aside. Yep. Mm-hmm. $10,000 totals. Mm-hmm. Okay. He goes college. They're like $10,000 sides, $5,000 total, whatever. So they're like giving him like these numbers. Then he goes to try to place a bet and they're like, oh no, we can't take that. They're like the limit for your side is 10. Okay, so I went down from 20 to 10. They're like, yep.
Just because you asked. If anyone walks in,
they catch who it is. Like
right,
they get a glimpse that it's a professional and they don't want the action. Mm-hmm. Or they do, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like all of a sudden he was down to like $300 totals and $500 sides.
Yeah.
He goes, so effectively you're kicking me out without kicking me out. And it's just the book manager. He's like, effectively, yeah. He goes, I just got off the phone. He goes, I know it's not you. He goes, I'm out of here, whatever. It's like,
yeah. And
that's what happens to these people. Like, so like, yeah, Floyd Mayweather, you can't just show up and bet 10 million somewhere.
Right.
Like a book's not going to take that.
Right.
Especially if they're not going to have 10 million on the other side.
Exactly. Like they have algorithms. Like they have like numbers in place where they have this, if this side win, like they are prepared for every scenario. If this side wins, we need this much money in the bank. If this side wins, we need this. We have to cover this much on that side in order to make a profit for this side.
Over so many years, we can typically expect this much on this side. Like, it's all there.
There is so much math that goes into it that like people have no idea. Like you can't just walk in and be like, yeah, I want to put $1 million on Tampa Bay +3. It's like,
no.
Like
we'll give you 10K.
Yeah. And like that guy, the mattress guy from Houston that bets $3.5 million every year, I wouldn't be surprised if he spreads that out. Like he has $3.5 million on the side, but he might have put like $1 million on one casino, $1 million. You know what I mean? Like,
or he has to call it up
and
be like, hey, I want to put $3 million on whatever.
Right.
And they'll be like, all right, well, we'll make a few calls. Because what'll happen is some of these books, they'll hear, it's like, all right, Mattress Mac wants to put $3 million on Tampa or whatever he wanted to do.
Right.
And then they call up their big money people, like, hey, Mattress Mac wants 3 on Tampa. Do you want Kansas City?
Right.
They're like, if you do $1 million, we'll give you even money on it.
Right.
Like,
right.
Because it's all change the juice. That's the other thing is it's all negotiable.
Right.
Or hey, we'll give you Kansas City -2.5 standard juice.
He got Tampa Bay +3.5.
Yeah, so pay the juice.
$3.5 million.
But like bookies and books and all that, they also hit the other side. Like this is Nikos' grandfather used to do this.
Right.
Like a bookie would call him and be like, hey, I got, 5,000 on one side. Do you want the other side? Yeah. He goes, I got 5,000 to 1,000 on this game. Do you want the other side? I'll give you decent odds.
Right.
And he's like, all right, yeah. He goes, I'll fade the public, give it to me even money, and I'll put the 4.
Right.
That reduces their liability. The public typically loses.
Right.
Long term, that's how you make money.
Right. Yeah. So that the $50,000 streaker is bullshit.
I'm not buying it.
That's bullshit. I doubt it. If anything, what he probably did was put like 1,000 on it.
Yeah, but even that you would have to spread out to various places.
Yeah.
Some props are fucking maxed at like $25,
Yeah.
especially at like a plus 710 or
Right.
7, whatever it was at.
Right. Yeah, and it's going to change depending on how much money they have on one side or the other on that one specific bet.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing too, is like they look at it almost as like each bet is like an individual like bank account in a way, like to visualize where it's like, well, if we only get, at plus 750, if we get $10,000, now we're liable for this. So now we have to move the odds and we have this available. So it's like they calculate like, because it's happened on my bookie sometimes with prop bets where it's like the max prop bet you can put is like $25, but then a week later or a couple days later, the max you can put is 50.
Yeah.
So like they've gotten enough money where now they can raise the maximum amount. So it all changes like that. So it's math, man. It's fucking algorithms. There's an algorithm for that.
Fuck knows if I know it.
Yeah. Well, we got good news.
Do we though?
Yeah, we solved racism.
Oh, we did?
Racism is fixed.
Yeah, because Brady put it on the back of his helmet in like October.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. But he's a white supremacist.
Yeah, that's strange.
So that doesn't count.
Because he ended racism, but he's a white supremacist.
Yeah. No, Aunt Jemima's gone.
Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we?
No, this is different. This is new as of today, or last night maybe. What they first did was
They took her off the bottle.
They took her off the bottle.
Yep.
And it's still called Aunt Jemima. Now they changed the name. It's no longer Aunt Jemima. It is called Pearl Milling Company. So the bottle is exactly the same red and yellow label, but where it used to say Aunt Jemima, now it says Pearl Milling Company. And there's no more black lady on the bottle.
That seems like a marketing
Nightmare?
not nightmare, because nightmare is the wrong word. 'Cause they did it to themselves.
Snafu? Like
Just
at least
like misstep.
at least like Aunt Jemima like rolls off the tongue. Oh, what do you got? That paper milling company, maple syrup? Like that's a lot of fucking words to say. That's a mouthful.
Pearl Milling Company. What does that have to do with maple syrup? Or actually, it's not even maple. It's just
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like I maybe like the milling is for like the pancakes. Like I don't know. The Pearl Milling Company. That's what it is. No more Aunt Jemima. So we fixed racism. Thank you. Who is it? Pepsi? I think Pepsi owns them. I read in the article.
Wait, so Pearl Milling Company doesn't even own Aunt Jemima?
Nope. They're owned by PepsiCo.
You may as well have just fucking called it Pepsi syrup.
Might as well have. Yeah.
Why would they do that?
It's on Jerry News on Instagram.
I'm just going to search Pearl Milling Company. If my phone would work. Wow. Type in 3 words. Don't spell any of them correctly.
Yeah, Aunt Jemima
it is.
rebrand.
It is Pepsi.
PepsiCo announced Tuesday that its Aunt Jemima brand will be renamed Pearl Milling Company. Pearl Milling Company is the name of the late 1800s pancake mix brand that later became Aunt Jemima.
So dumb.
Yep.
It's not the 1800s anymore.
Nope.
I don't know. Assholes will probably still buy it. Because it's the same thing.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I will say, though, Aunt Jemima maple syrup, something about that. It's just really good. Brings back childhood. What was the other one? The green Vermont Made? That was a good one. But it was like Vermont Made, like MAID. And it was like a picture of a maid on a bottle with a green label. That was pretty good.
Fake syrup.
Yeah. Oh, it's all fake. But it reminds me of childhood.
Well, not the real one. We paid $20 for a jug of it.
Yeah. Well, let me go out back and tap the fucking tree.
Pine syrup.
But yeah, no, luckily racism is fixed now, thanks to Pepsi.
That's good to know.
Pepsi saved the world. Pepsi ended racism. Oh, shit. It's just like everyone talks about which one? Kylie or Kendall Jenner, I don't
One
know
of
which
them.
one, gives the Pepsi in the fucking commercial.
Yeah.
And then everything's fixed.
Yeah.
Turns out Pepsi did it, but with Aunt Jemima maple syrup instead of an actual Pepsi. And without one of the Jenner sisters, whichever one it was. So, let's see. What else we got? You want to start wrapping this up?
We can wrap this up.
It's about that time.
So based on a conversation earlier, hot take, teachers awfully hypocritical.
Yes.
And it was based on a conversation that we were talking about like the kids at the gym.
Yeah.
And how there's like, because obviously there's different communities in different towns and
Right.
different backgrounds, like everything.
Right.
So I work with kids but I don't work with them in the school. And, a lot of teachers, they want to work in like a nice district, like an affluent district.
Right.
And
I want to work in Sudbury, or I want to work in Concord.
yeah, I'm going to work in Lincoln or Dover. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to work in a nice community because the kids there will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You have no fucking idea.
And the biggest thing that like I found anyway, so the reason I'm saying teachers are hypocritical, and I love fucking bashing on teachers because everyone gives them such respect, and I just love bashing on them. And listen, what they do is important.
Right.
The way they act is fucking terrible.
Yes.
So that's the distinction with teachers. It's nothing to do with their profession. It's a shit job that I don't want to do.
Right.
But the way that they look at their own profession and own careers is very, very, I don't like it.
No.
I think it's very hypocritical.
Yeah.
I think it's very out of touch with reality.
They're very self-proclaimed martyrs is what they are.
Yeah. So that's where my teacher bashing comes from.
Like,
it's not the profession itself, it's the way teachers present themselves, their needs, their desires, their career, their hardships. It's like these are not real fucking problems.
It's like, oh, I deal with all this, and can you believe I only make $60,000 a year? Well, yeah, you only work 185 days out of the year. That's 50% of the year.
Yes.
Get a second job. You
Half
make
the
more.
year, you have half the year off.
If you project that out, you make 120. If
Yeah.
you actually worked a normal job, you would make 120.
And then it's like, oh,
so you work half the year, you get paid half the year.
yeah, and then so it's like, oh, I have to get a second job. Well, I mean, you don't really have to.
Right.
You make a year's salary in
Right.
half the year.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, the hours. Everyone's hours suck. Don't worry.
Yeah. Also, your hours don't suck.
They don't suck.
You work at most 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yeah. Well, I have to have after school hours. Not every day. My teachers weren't available every day.
Right.
I remember
Right.
that.
7 to 3 is not hard.
No. Is that 8 hours? Yeah, that is 8 hours. So that's actually 8 hours.
Right.
But then it's like, how much time are you actually like teaching? Because 8 hours,
Well, that's the other thing. You're
enter
in
the building to exit the building. 8 hours is not a long time.
Right, but teachers have it written in their contracts. They're supposed to get prep periods and free time and all this stuff. So you're there for 8 hours. You may be only teaching for 5 or 6.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, but what uncompensated overtime, is that the
Yeah,
big one?
yeah. The education system in America is built on unpaid overtime of teachers. Like,
Yeah. Welcome to life.
Welcome to any job you ever have.
Yeah. You do a lot of
You're
shit
right.
that
You're right. No other person that works other jobs ever does anything at home. They never. They always get compensated for anything they do.
none of us have to answer emails when we're off.
Yep. None of us have to do handle phone calls at 7 o'clock at night. Nope. You're right. It's just teachers.
Just teachers.
Yeah.
But then like the other idea, it's like, why, like if the overwhelming answer, now whether they tell the truth is not, but the answer to like why someone wants to become a teacher,
Right.
they're going to say something along the lines of helping and educating.
Right.
And whatever. It's like, okay, admirable of you.
Right.
But why do you want to work in such a nice district? Those kids will be fine.
Yeah.
If you really want to help,
Yep.
really want to help. Because no one's going to sit there and be like, oh, why do you want to be a teacher? Well, I enjoy only working half the year.
Yeah.
The hours are short.
And I get paid a lot of money.
And I get paid decently for those qualities.
Right.
People are going to say, no one's just going to say that.
Right.
Unless
Some people might.
some people might. 5%?
Yeah, I know. Our high school anatomy teacher, when I went back one time to talk to him, he was like, yeah, why wouldn't you want to be a teacher? He goes, I work half the year in like 4, because it's all union and contract. At this time, it was like 3 years ago, because I was working with a kid in Medford. So I went and I talked to him, and he was like, yeah, in like 4 years, I'll be making 6 figures. I work half the year, and I'm out of work by the time my kids are out of work. He goes, why wouldn't you want to be a teacher?
Yeah.
But he was also a different breed. He was just fucking great.
Yeah.
Which is why I went back to talk to him
Yeah.
after I graduated fucking 8 years prior.
But it's just such like a flawed idea. It's like, oh, I just really want to help. It's like, yeah, you want to fucking help?
Yeah.
Go teach in a higher risk community.
Right. Go teach in Brockton.
Go teach people who actually need help.
Oh, you really want to help children and connect with them? Why don't you go teach in Brockton?
Go teach in Brockton.
Well, I mean, the kids are...
It's like the pay's not great. Actually, the pay in Brockton's great because it's considered a higher risk community.
Right.
They get government grants.
It's twofold.
In funding.
It's actually a large city, so there is enough tax dollars coming in to pay for the teachers, and also it is a considered high risk community. So you get it's a double-edged sword where you get a ton of money that they can dump into education.
Yeah, and it's like some of those teachers make 80 grand once they is tenure 3 years?
Typically 4.
So once you achieve tenure, I think you're looking at like 80.
Which is a whole other bullshit aspect of becoming a teacher.
Yeah, whatever.
When they're like, yeah, dude, you can't get fired. You literally cannot get fired. Like outside of like having sex with a student or like some sort of sexual misconduct on the job, like you cannot get fired.
Yeah, because it's hard to steal. Like there's no possessions, there's no cash.
Yeah. Well, they have to spend their own money to decorate their classrooms. All right, cool. Don't decorate your fucking classroom.
Get tenure and then don't decorate.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason my fucking high school math teacher had fucking calendars from 1985 up there. He goes, yeah, in 20 years it'll be the same. He goes, I'm just waiting for it to rotate back around. But
every 7 or every 11 years?
I forget.
I think it's every 11 years the calendar is exactly the same.
He goes, yeah, it'll be back around.
Because you have to factor in a leap year. So it's not every 7, so it's every 11.
Okay. But like that's my thing is like if you really want to help, go help the kids who need it the most.
Yeah.
Kids in Easton don't need it the most.
Right.
They're typically going to be fine.
Yeah.
They're also
like you said earlier, the kid in Winchester isn't going to have the opportunities.
Yeah. The kid in Winchester is going to be really fucking short for chances. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Not going to have a lot of opportunity to advance.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. He's got the deck stacked against. I can't speak. Deck stacked against him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's just like, and then even then it's like when you work in some of these communities, you get real people.
Yes.
So which was
my take on the side.
When I'm at work, I get people that live in Fantasyland.
Yep.
And I get people that live in the real world.
Yeah.
And I'll take the kid who lives in the real world, the kid and the parent that lives in the real world.
Absolutely.
Every fucking day.
Yeah.
Not the kid that pays, doesn't show up, not a big deal, they can afford it, whatever. Mm-hmm. But then the father who comes to me and spent the time saving up 6 months worth of time or six months worth of money so that he could give his kid the opportunity to do the thing that he wanted him to do.
Right.
I'll take that fucking father every time.
Right.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Because I usually get more out of the kid. I can usually like work with the kid a little bit more. I get more from them. They try harder.
The parents are bought in.
So everything's better. I know school would be a little different. It would be a little different because just as much as those kids live in the real world, there is also an element where if you start trying to teach them Shakespeare, they're going to see through your bullshit.
They're going to be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
They're like, I don't give a fuck about Shakespeare.
Yeah. I would imagine in a Brockton High English class, when the teacher starts talking about Shakespeare, everyone just goes,
it's going to be tough.
Everyone just goes to sleep.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
So there's a little element of that because sometimes you're forced sometimes you're forced into teaching shit that you know is just not going to land.
Yeah.
So be it.
Yeah.
Show a movie. That's what Heineck used to do.
Yeah, just power through it. Get on with your life.
And you move on. But you always, if you can figure out how to relate what these kids are doing to like what fucking matters to them.
Right.
Because for richer communities, nothing matters to these kids. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to get them to care.
Yeah.
They simply just fucking don't.
Also, you get the kids that are like, why'd you give me a C?
Well, yeah, never mind. The parents are fucking brutal. It's like,
Yeah.
why did my kid get a D? It's like, well, his test grade average was a 68.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but he did all of his work. It's like, a 68's a fucking 68. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like,
Right.
average is an average. It's math.
Right.
Do you need to talk to the math teacher? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can help you with that. I just do biology.
Right.
But, again, it's like every once in a while, I just have to fucking make fun of teachers because they're all like holier than thou and this and that. And even right now, life's so difficult because we have to go remote. Remote's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard to teach remote. It doesn't fucking have to be.
No. Do what I do.
Just do your that's my thing. Do your fucking best. No, do your fucking
videos
best
on
with it. It's like, yeah, if you teach chemistry,
Right.
and you can't teach these kids how to light up a fucking Bunsen burner, then show them a video of someone do it. Like, that's it. Like, show them a video or do it like live demo. They're never going to get it because they don't have the fucking thing. It's okay.
Right. Right.
It's all right. You covered it.
Yeah.
Do the fucking best you can. Oh, it's so hard. It's really not. Or it doesn't have to be.
Right.
It really doesn't have to be.
Especially like with the younger kids, like you have the freedom to just be like, all right, we're going to take a 15-minute break because they need it.
Yeah.
Like if you have teachers that teach like elementary school kids and they're bashing their heads off the wall and they're complaining left and right, you're doing that to yourself. Teach for like 20 to 30 minutes, give them a 10-minute break. Teach for 20 to 30 minutes, give them a 10-minute break. Like, tell them to go run around. Say, hey, I'm going to see you back in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, give them frequent breaks and let them, like, do something, and you're not going to lose them. Because now, that's how school should be anyway. When kids are in school, they shouldn't be bashing their heads off of tables for 7 hours a day and, like, learning shit. Like, they should be able to move. They shouldn't be stationary sitting at a desk, but that's a whole other thing anyway. But now you have the opportunity to do that. Teach them a little bit, let them go run around. Teach them a little bit, let them go run around. You know, and it's if they don't come back, then that's on them. You know what I mean? Whatever. And I know it's kind of shitty to say that about like a first grader or a second grader, but
dude, it's remote. It's different now.
You got to come back. You got to come back and re-engage. Like, you know, it's, I don't know. I work with a specialized population, and yeah, do I much rather prefer being with them in person? Yeah, absolutely, because I can actually do shit with them. And remote, like, they don't want to do a fucking goddamn thing. Their screens are off, they're logged into the room, their screens are off and they're muted, so they're probably not actually there. So like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna play a video then. Like, I'm not gonna work harder than you guys.
No.
So
that's it.
Here's a video. Let's watch Bear Grylls. Let's do this. Like, if you want to interact, awesome, great. We can actually get something out of it. But like, if you don't, okay, here's the video.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah, move on with my day. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. They bring it upon themselves. They cause a lot of their own strife.
I do feel that way. And
Yeah.
I so at work, I also have a lot of clients that are teachers.
Yeah.
And the ones that are so stressed out and the ones that, you know, just can't get the kids to do what they want, whatever, they're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Whereas I have another woman who you've met, she teaches special ed. Mm-hmm. She goes, I teach special ed remote. She goes, what am I going to get done?
Exactly.
She's like, nothing.
Yeah.
She goes, I can't get anything done. Special ed remote. She goes, are you kidding me?
Right. That's me. I work with special ed.
Yeah.
Education.
Like, even like leading into it, like, teacher, like, oh, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't, whatever. She's like, all right, yeah, just let me know. She goes, I'll do my best with it, but
yeah, just do whatever
she goes,
you can.
I teach special ed. Like,
yeah.
These kids need more help than we can offer them, and you won't give it to them.
Right.
So I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I'll do what I can when I can. That's it.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. It's a lot of self-imposed problems.
Yeah, it does. And it's I just don't think, and again, I don't think it comes from like a bad place. It's just the attitude.
Yeah.
Is so fucking fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It doesn't have to be that way.
That's a lesson for life in general. Is your attitude, how you look at things is it sounds stupid and it sounds simple, but it actually is. Like your attitude on things is like how your life is going to go. It's as simple as that. You can look at it like, I don't know, like, oh, I don't know, find something.
Eeyore. It's just Eeyore.
Yeah.
Like he was always miserable.
Yeah.
Like I'm always miserable.
Yeah.
Because I am miserable. Like, yeah. I'm not, listen, here's the deal too. I'm not going to sit here and fucking talk myself out of it because it's way more fun just to do what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's what gets me through this
Yeah.
fucking hell that we live in.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it. But
Right. I don't know. Like maybe I'm a stupid optimist, but like, so you use a car accident. Like, oh, you got in a car accident. Like your car's totaled. All right. Yeah. But I'm okay. The person that I hit was okay. And I get a new car out of it. So whatever. You know what I mean? Like no one got really hurt and I get a new car. Is it really that bad? Yeah, it was a traumatic event where I had to go through a car accident, but like whatever. I'm over it. Like I said, everyone was fine. And now I get a new car. Just like shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Or yeah, it's
I don't know.
Your attitude is how your life is going to go for you.
And that's like where my main issue comes. And that's why it's like when I bash teachers, I'm careful to, it's not the teacher. It's not the position. It's how they present themselves.
Right.
Everything's so hard.
Right.
Everything's so difficult. We work such long hours. Yeah, because my accountant works 15 hours a day. Yeah. Do you? Do you even work that in 2 days?
My accountant works when he's on vacation.
My accountant works fucking 12 hours on Sunday. That's his early release day. He only works 12.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have long hours. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind when they teach remote and they're done at 12:30.
Yeah, exactly. So my final thought is I watched the trial of the Chicago 7.
Oh, yeah. I told you to watch
past
that.
Weekend. Yeah. You told me to watch that movie. And my quick hitter is, wow. Was Sacha Baron Cohen's Boston accent terrible? I have no idea how so many people swing and miss on the Boston accent. Like, maybe it's just because we grew up around it and like we're here, but like it is so hard for people that are not from here to do a proper Boston accent. And even people that are from around here, like I don't think Ben Affleck has a very good Boston accent when he does it in movies. Who's the other dickhead? Matt Damon. Matt Damon's fine. His is maybe I have I have it reversed.
So Matt Damon's is very bad.
Matt Damon's is very bad, and he grew up around here. Ben Affleck's is fine.
Yeah. Watched The Town recently. It was fine. But in The Departed, Matt Damon's is bad.
It was bad.
Like cringeworthy.
Wahlberg's is okay. I would say that
his is fine in Ted.
Yeah. Wahlberg and Affleck are okay, but again, they're from around here. But like even Damon, who's from around here, can't fucking do it. He just doesn't have it. And I don't know why it's so hard. Don't know why it's so hard for people. Like because they I don't know if they feel like they have to over exaggerate when no one that lives in Boston that has a Boston accent over exaggerates.
Unless they have the crackhead accent.
Right. If you're talking like you know, Charlestown in like the 80s and the 90s, like, all right, cool. Because now Charlestown's gentrified. It's all rich. It's rich as fuck. But like old school Charlestown or like...
No, like real townies that potentially... So this is anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about. If you hear anyone that's had a drug past, whether they're in recovery or they're still on, whatever.
Right.
And they have that like raspy, deep, hard Boston accent... That's what is like...
Yeah, I got to run to the Packy and get a pack of Parliaments.
Yeah, that's like overdone.
Yeah.
Most people don't really speak that way.
No, most of it is like, oh, where's the car?
Even that's too much.
Yeah.
Because you don't even talk like that.
No, I don't.
And I know like people, I know obviously people have been listening to us for a while. It's like there obviously are some people on here that aren't from around here. Like they have to be able to tell.
Right.
But I'm not sitting here like it's like fucking D trying to do a fucking accent and Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Here. It's like, it's not here.
Yeah, Jimmy, where's my fucking car, buddy?
That's what. So that's the thing is everyone in the movies sounds like us making fun of them in the movies.
Yes. Yes.
You sound like our bad mockery of you.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And everyone has like a couple words here and there.
Yeah.
Like we got into this in college because I said tarp one time, and they look at me and they're like, "A what?" I go, "A tarp." They're like, "What the fuck? A top of what?" I go, "What?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "A fucking tarp, like you fucking put down, cover something."
Yeah.
They're like, "There's no way you just said that word." I'm like, "All right, well, fuck you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking dickheads, you're from Massachusetts and ooh, top, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, then there's like a couple other things like I look at like my mom has a weird Boston accent because then there's like dialects of Boston accents. Like for example, like my mom says hoss. Like she doesn't say horse. Like it's not a horse. It's a hoss. Like, oh, did you go to the Haas track? And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? What kind of track? Oh, the Haas track. A horse, like a pony. Like we're betting on ponies. Just call it a pony. Like, I don't bet on hosses. I bet on horses. But like, you know what I mean? Like, there's even dialects within the Boston accent.
Yeah, it's almost it's like the bagel bagel thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Haas. What?
Yeah, like what the fuck? I'm trying to think of some other weird, like, because she has that like weird. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a North Shore thing, like a North Shore dialect of the Boston accent or whatever.
Not for nothing, Medford. It could come from. Is she Italian?
No,
she's not. Your father's side's Italian.
Yeah.
Can't explain that one then.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, because like I know like a lot of shit comes from Italian and Irish because there's like a fucking 1,000 of them.
Right.
Like everyone knows fucking whoever.
Yeah.
So you get some of those weird words coming from the Italians trying to pronounce horse.
Right.
But
right.
I don't know. I can't think of any real other ones.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones too, because now it's like I have to catch myself sometimes when she's talking and try and figure out what she's saying. Because it's been so long since I've been around like a thick Boston accent where I'd like have to actually stop and think like, what the fuck did she just say? Like, what is she trying to tell me?
Yeah. I think there's also something to be said about like people who smoke. I feel like their accent becomes
I feel like that
different
too,
or deeper or I got and there's no reason for that to be it, but because I know what you're saying. Your mother does have a hard accent. She also used to smoke. Like
right.
There's no reason why that should have anything to do with it.
Nope.
But every recovering drug addict I knew from the greater Boston area, they all spoke exactly the same.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't get, that's why I say like the crackhead accent.
Yeah.
I don't get what it is about drugs that makes all of these people speak the same.
I don't know either. But it is weird.
Like, is a drug a side effect? Like, it makes you slower and gives you a deeper voice?
I don't know.
Makes your accent stronger? I just don't get it.
Thicker accent.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Because like obviously at Stop and Shop, there's a million fucking heroin addicts like in recovery or Suboxone, whatever.
Right.
They all spoke the same.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, Trial of Chicago 7. Good movie. Fucked up movie. It's based off of the true story, and obviously it was 1968, so it was right in the middle of like the civil rights stuff. Really good movie. Some really fucked up shit went down during that whole thing, and a lot of corruption, a lot of politicking, and very good, very eye-opening. Just a very good movie. I highly recommend it. Now that you saw it off of your recommendation, I am putting my second recommendation stamp on it. Very good movie. So check it out. And if you're from around Boston, just kind of ignore Sacha Baron Cohen's terrible.
He was Boston?
Yeah, technically from Worcester. The guy he played Abby, whatever.
Yeah.
is from Worcester.
Oh.
So
Ah, the Worcester accent.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Worcester.
Ah, Bishop Nelson.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. So thank you for watching on YouTube. Make sure you click subscribe, give us a thumbs up. You can, wherever you're listening to on whatever podcast streaming service, subscribe over there. Give us 5 stars in the iTunes store and leave us a review. And also, thank you to mybookie.com. Use our promo code SarcasmPod when you sign up. They will match your deposit 50% up to $1,000, and then toss in a little free play in there for you too. You can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We are on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. And our Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time, good night, everybody.